This is the BLUETTI Solar Generator AC70, and honestly, it's a pretty impressive little powerhouse for its size. When I first got it, I was curious if it would actually live up to all the great things I'd read online, or if it would just be another cool-looking gadget that didn't hold up when I really needed it. Just looking at it, the AC70 has this solid and modern design. It actually feels like a high-end piece of equipment, not a toy or something you'd be nervous carrying around. From my experience, setting it up was dead simple. I remember worrying about complicated manuals or weird cable situations, but all I had to do was plug it in, check the LCD display, and I was ready to roll. The display is one of the first things that jumped out at me, by the way. Super clear, shows you all the important stuff, like how much battery you have left, how fast you're charging or using power, and approximately how many hours you can expect at the current usage rate. That last part is really handy when you're out camping or during a power outage and want to make your energy last. So for this quick review, let me just share what it's actually like to use, because I know a lot of people see specs online, but it's different when you depend on something day to day. What surprised me is how it balances size and portability against power. We're talking 768 watt-hours in this thing, which might seem a little abstract, but for a regular person like me, that means you can run a regular-sized fan for several hours, keep your phone, laptop, or even a small fridge charged when you need it most. I'd recommend this for camping, road trips, backyard parties, off-grid getaways, or honestly just having peace of mind at home. The handle at the top is molded right into the unit, so you just grab it and go. It's 22.5 pounds, so it isn't feather light, but it's a lot lighter than carrying a big gas generator around. Key features that stand out to me are the power options and how fast this thing charges. The BLUETTI AC70 supports fast AC charging. If you plug it into the wall, you can go from 0 to about 80% in just 45 minutes, and a full charge only takes about an hour and a half. That's really solid for the amount of energy you're getting in a machine this compact. Honestly, not needing some huge power adapter is a small but brilliant detail. It's just one regular sturdy cable, and it plugs straight into the socket. One thing I was curious about was solar charging because I spend a lot of time outdoors and like to stay off-grid in the summer. You can plug in up to 500 watts of solar, and on a sunny day, it'll be full in just a couple of hours. I tested mine using 2 medium-sized solar panels and got really close to those numbers. They say 1.9 to 2.4 hours, and I managed just under 2.5 hours on a good day, so pretty close. For anyone who hasn't used solar before, it's basically just power from the sun. You connect the panel to this input right on the front, and you're off. No gas, no noise, no stink. Solar is a little slower when it's cloudy, but having the option makes it feel more flexible, especially for camping or emergencies. You get 7 total output ports, which is a lot for something this compact. That means I can have 2 AC outlets for regular plugs, 2 USB-C and 2 USB-A for phones, tablets, or cameras, and a classic car cigarette lighter outlet, which I use for my portable air compressor and cooler sometimes. All these little rubber covers fit snug and make it less likely for dirt or water to get inside. I'm also a fan of the screen that goes dark after a while to save energy, but you just touch it to light it back up, which is easy. Another user-friendly thing is the app for your phone. I know not everyone cares about that, but if you want to tweak settings or check up on things while you're walking around, it's pretty cool. I did find that it can be a bit buggy sometimes, like the Bluetooth occasionally disconnects when you first open it, but it reconnects fast and lets you manage charging modes or update the battery management right from your phone. Let me talk about what it's like actually using this in real life. A couple weeks ago, the power went out in my neighborhood for a few hours and it got really hot, like 95 degrees, with no AC. I brought the BLUETTI AC70 outside, plugged a big high-powered fan into it, and just chilled in the yard. The fan ran for about 6 hours before I even got to half battery, and I was able to top off my phone and a speaker at the same time. The display kept me updated on how long I could keep things running, and honestly, it feels good not guessing when things are going to die. Another personal favorite is how sturdy this thing is. I've dropped it once onto the lawn, banged it against the shed door a few times, carrying it in and out, no issues. The case is really tough plastic, they call it ABS, so you don't have to baby it. There's a little ledge on top that's perfect for putting your phone, a flashlight, whatever you're charging without it sliding off, which is a small but practical design choice I use a lot. Battery life is solid, not just how long a charge lasts, but over years. The LiFePO4 battery, which basically just means a safer, more reliable battery compared to standard lithium-ion, is rated for 3,000 cycles to 80% health. That's way more than a regular power bank or even some bigger home batteries. I'm not an electrician, but I know that means I won't have to junk this thing in a year or two. Maintenance is low-key too. I just keep the air vents clean and don't let it sit for months totally empty. I do want to mention a few things that might matter to some people. The AC70, with 768 watt-hours, isn't meant to power your whole house for days. It's for essentials: phones, fans, lights, medical devices, a laptop, maybe a mini fridge for a short outage, but it won't keep a full-size fridge running overnight, and it can't handle really heavy tools for long stretches. Also, you can't add more batteries to expand it in the future, which some larger models let you do. For me, that's not a deal breaker, but if you want whole home backup, you might need to look at something bigger. Weight-wise, like I said, it's not super light, but if you're semi-active or used to hauling some gear on a camping trip or from your car to a picnic spot, it's totally doable. I carried it a couple hundred feet to my campsite, and yes, it's a bit of a haul, but way nicer than listening to a gas generator rumble away. Plus, it makes no noise, just a little fan sound when it gets hot. In conclusion, the BLUETTI AC70 solar generator is easily the best portable power station I've used so far that actually fits a normal person's needs. It charges fast, has real capacity, is tough enough for outdoor use, and has a bunch of ports for whatever gear you rely on the most. If you camp, travel, want backup power for storms, or just want something you can plug in and forget about until you need it, I'd recommend this for sure. Yes, there are bigger and more expensive models, but this hits a sweet spot for the price, performance, and portability. If you have any questions or want to know more of my experiences, drop a comment below. I try to answer anything I can from a regular user's perspective. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more honest tech reviews that actually show what it's like using things like this, not just reading technical specs. Thank you for watching.